keeping that PC running and protected. Welcome back to Techstination. Joining us from Real Defense is Chief Product Officer Dermot Wall. Hi, Dermot.
Hey Fred, how are you?
Great. Pleasure to meet you. And Real Defense is the owner of Iolo and System Mechanic software, which have been around for years. Give us a bit of an overview. This was an acquisition a couple of years ago, but the software has really been around and really is a staple for many people.
Yeah, System Mechanic was one of the pioneers of the device optimization space, right? So, as I'm sure like you're aware of, and a lot of the people watching this are aware of, over the years as devices have gotten like larger and companies have crammed like more stuff on them and like use up the RAM and like use up all of the space, we we've helped people to optimize that, right? And like keep those devices performing at their best level. And back from the days of twin floppy drives to small hard drives to small amounts of RAMs to bigger processors to adding graphical processors, adding all these different things over the time, the devices have to be kept, available to work and do what you need them to do at the time that you need them to do. And actually, COVID was a great time because suddenly people were all stuck at home. Their kids were home, family members were home, and they were taking devices out of boxes that hadn't been used for years. They had to be cleaned, they had to be optimized so that everyone could continue on with their lives at home. So yeah, I mean, even today, people think, oh, wow, these like new devices come with additional processors, even, right? Like the NPUs, but a lot of the same problems exist. Everything gets bigger, the amount of junk increases, the like usage of the processors on these devices, is very important. If you're recording video and processing video, it's important that you have the optimal availability of the resources of your device when you need it. So yeah, like we've expanded over the years to change what we do. A lot of the hygiene related functionality is the same, but there's always like new and innovative things coming along. So, an interesting time. So,
And System Mechanic Utility or Ultimate Defense,
mhm.
it is a utility, is now out with AI powered smart active care. So tell us about that and maybe some of the new capabilities.
Yeah. So, a System Mechanic comes in like three flavors, right? Standard, Pro, and the Ultimate, as you mentioned. So, Smart Active Care actually comes in all of them, and really, it's about where before the hygiene of your device was really a scheduled process, right? Like like run at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning, like check for junk and clean it. So what Smart Active Care does is it watches your like usage patterns on that device. It figures out for you, Fred, what's the most optimal time to clean your device. When do you do certain things on that device? And then it schedules that, hygiene kind of cleaning functionality to run at times where it won't interfere with what you're doing, right? Idle times, your device is left on over the weekend, your device is left on at night, you turn it on at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning, but you go and make your coffee and you come back 20 minutes later and it's run in between because it knows that every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Fred makes a coffee, right? So it's really about trying to apply the methodology of understanding and of, like moving from a static, like running this thing at certain times, certain days, to understanding the person and like, you know, performing the functionality or the utility at the time when it best doesn't interfere with what the person is doing. I mean, I have a background in like cybersecurity and other areas, and the thing that people hate the most is turning on their computer to do something and suddenly getting all these messages and pop-ups and all these apps start like loading and running as you're trying to get into your email or open a presentation or like do some work. It's like, somebody just popped up and it took away like the keyboard as well. So I was typing and now all that text is gone. So really it's about trying to be smarter about how you interact with the customer. And as I said, it's available in all of the versions. And really it's probably our first kind of foray into AI in the optimization space. but not to last. Like we're looking at other areas, particularly with how devices are changing, optimizing the usage of the processor, optimizing like usage of the memory, and energy is a big thing as well, right? Optimizing how applications like use the energy on a device.
And it's great the way it knows that I've got that coffee. I mean,
It must be that time again. So
so step us through the user experience. I mean, some people may be intimidated when it comes to using anything related to utilities on their computers or
yeah,
optimizing anything, worrying that they're going to do something wrong and things are going to get erased. But you
yeah.
made it easy.
Yeah, it's not unusual, right? And the applications come with like different levels of functionality. Um, the pure hygiene that will like run on that automated basis is really around keeping a device clean, right? Getting rid of any system junk, internet junk, making sure that the registry is up to date, right? It's not about going in and making any tweaks or changes to your network or the applications or other things. So then the like the products will also come with a lot of what we call like user active kind of features where a customer has to go in and interact with that particular feature. So, for example, if I want to delete certain files or even like recover files, if I want to give a boost of memory, or even if I want to like look at my startup application. So, a lot of PCs, when you buy them, for example, they come preloaded with a lot of software. That software, as soon as you turn it on, it loads up, it starts competing for memory, it starts competing for like processing power. So we allow you to look at all of those applications. We give you a rating, whether we think it's necessary for it to load at that time or not. And we allow you to make a decision if it's a good thing or a bad thing to turn it on or turn it off. So the things that we can do safely, we do automatically. The things that we need you to be involved with, we give you all of the features and functionality to step you through that process and understand what's going on. So it's as you said, like we've been here a long time. We've like done a lot. Every new version of Windows that comes out, we get pre-installed versions. We verify that all of our functionality continues to work correctly, continues to clean correctly on that system. And even what you'll notice if you have the application is that when a Windows update is in process and you try and do anything, like we will message you and say, hey, your computer is in the process of updating. Please wait until it's finished updating, reboot, and then let's have a look at it, right? Because and we don't want you to have any issues either. So
Really interesting. And people would be amazed if they haven't used this, just how much junk there can be on a computer and how quickly it can
yeah.
accumulate.
Yeah, I was asked once for a screenshot. Hey, like, can you run it and give me a screenshot for PR purposes? Like, I show a standard amount of junk. So I pulled up a PC at home. I ran the computer, the application. I took a screenshot of the junk report. I sent it out. It came back from the PR team and said, no, 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 it needs to be realistic. And I replied and said, this is realistic. This is what it's like out there. Especially with those older devices, right? Devices that have been around for the last 4 or 5 years, that have had multiple Windows updates that are like used for videos and photos and so on. They gather a lot of junk really quickly. Um, and as you're probably aware, like Windows 10 is coming to end of life in October of this year. So those devices will stop getting updates, and it's important that you continue to keep them like running as smoothly as possible, right? So a lot of people aren't necessarily in a position to just go out and buy like the latest device every time. So keeping your devices performant and clean, just extends that lifetime.
I was going to say that it can really save people money
Mhm.
by extending the lifespan of a PC.
Hugely, hugely. I mean, the devices that have come out over the last like 5 or 10 years are pretty good devices, right? Like they work. A lot of what people are doing now is internet based, like cloud based, functionality. So you don't necessarily like need the highest power device. So keeping your older device running, let your kids do it. A lot of what kids do now are online, watching like YouTube shorts, CNN shorts. Like my kids watch, all kinds of like news shorts all the time. So a lot of what you see the kids doing now is really connecting on the internet and being able to work with, at Khan Academy, right, for support for maths and so on. So it's great to keep those older devices still performing as well. And then of course for those newer devices as they come online, making sure that they are performing, that they're being kept clean, that the processors are being like used to the best of their ability at all times. So
And you're focused on the Windows platform, correct?
we are focused, yes, primarily on the Windows platform. The other, I mean, it's harder, I think, on some of the other platforms. The operating system owners tend to lock them down, right? Like Windows has just a bit of a history of being a bit more, let's say, like loose about the usage, and being able to innovate quite quickly with a lot of the hardware like manufacturers. So the devices innovate very quickly, the operating system like moves very quickly. Windows uses a lot of space itself, so like we are very focused on keeping that platform clean, and it's still like the largest and I think easiest accessible for people out there versus buying a MacBook, for example, which is very expensive, right?
So tell us about pricing and availability. And I know there's a free trial too.
Yes, there are free trials, and there's even a free version of the product that has a subset of the functionality, right? That allows you to clean certain of the junk. So it allows you to manually perform some of the hygiene functions, which is great, right? Because that's in and of itself, like that's a benefit. From a pricing perspective, you can start out with standard pro or the ultimate. There's, as with any piece of software, there are acquisition prices that change on a regular basis. So like I don't even know what it could be today. I can pull it up here and take a look. But standard gives you all of the performance functionality. Pro gives you performance and antivirus, right? It protects you as well. And Ultimate Defense gives you optimization, AV, privacy functionality, and passwords, right? So it allows you to manage any of your passwords. So Ultimate Defense is really about protecting the person, protecting their device, protecting their online like usage, right? And a lot of the privacy functionality in there looks at settings in on your device and application that is sharing data about you. So it allows you to easily like turn those settings off and like stop sharing out so much data. Um, and privacy is an area, if you think of originally a lot of focus was on the device, and then over time it changed to like financial protection, right? With like dark web monitoring and like social security protection and then like LifeLock and other things. And really what it's about now is it's all about the person. It's about protecting them, protecting their devices, protecting their privacy, protecting all of their financials. So even we as a company are extending beyond just device protection and into the like privacy areas. So if we talk again in 6 months, maybe I'll have a different story to tell you about some additional things that we're working on. So
Perfect. That sounds great. For more info, where's the best place to go?
So if you go to iolo.com, you'll be able to see all of our range of products, be able to, like sign up for emails, any of the special offers that we have around, like the holiday periods and so on. So go to iolo.com, you'll find everything that you need there.
It's IOLO dot
I,
com. Iolo.
I, Iolo. Yeah. So,
Dermot Wall, thank you so much for spending time with us.
and thank you, Fred, for having me. I appreciate it.